Well, good afternoon. Thank you for taking this interview. Could you please state your name and who you're with?
My name is Riddick. I am the founder and CEO of the Apex Basketball Group, semi-pro.
Okay, nice. What exactly does your group do?
At this moment, my group, uh, we have a semi-pro team that is currently inducted into the ABA, the
Hmm.
Connecticut Apex, and we're getting ready to start. We were the Connecticut Surge, but we rebranded to the Connecticut Apex once we joined this group. And outside of that, we also are about to launch the BTA, which is the Behind the Arc League.
Hmm.
It is a 3-point shooters contest. Well, not contest, it's a league, but it's pretty much derived from the 3-point shooters contest concept.
Okay. I've actually reached out to you guys from the Beyond the Arc League as well. What's the different about what you guys are doing compared to like other standard leagues?
Well, for one, the difference is we're taking that concept and it's not just a contest where it's like teams or organizations will have events where you just have a 3-point contest. So the spin and the difference about this is we're turning it into a league where it's weekly competitions between these teams, orchestrated probably 3 to 4 players. And the
Hmm.
twist we have on it is after week one, we decide of the winning teams, they decide which player gets inducted into what we call as the sniper circle. And what it is those guys they'll be on the side enjoying their time during the next following events for the upcoming weeks. But the twist to that is from week 2 to week 12 for the rest of the regular season, the winning teams get to pick one of their shooters, and that shooter gets to challenge one of those guys in that sniper circle for their chair for a 30-second
Oh,
shoot.
okay.
Right. And what we're doing is the matchups have got a little twist to it. The first 2 rounds of the matchup is just basic 3-point contest where, most points wins with the money balls and all of that. And then the third round is the deep zone shot where we take out the 2 wing racks. You have the 5 racks, you have the 2 corners, the two
Yeah.
wings, and the top three. You take out the 2 wing racks and you add the two deep deep zone corner shots like the Steph Curry shots,
Hmm.
and you got to take those for 4 points, and that's in the third round. And then no, I'm sorry, that's the fourth round. Forgive me. The third round is a team barrage where it's a 2-minute runoff, 30 seconds. All your guys keep shooting. Now the catch is, let's say if me and you are on a team, you go first and you're shooting your 30 seconds, but you're hitting them. I could give up my 30 seconds to you and you could take the next 30 and keep going if it means we get the more points on the team.
Okay.
So that's the team barrage for the third round. And that's pretty much the matchups for each week. And then the most guys that have the seats in the sniper circle, those guys will do the all-star event while we have for our finals festival where we have our championship teams do their matchup. So the all-star thing is the guys that get the most sniper circle inductees or get the most sniper circles under their belt, they get to do it for the all-star.
Okay, that's pretty dope. That's actually like I've never heard of it being done like that. So that's really cool. Um,
Yeah, I did the research and come to find out it's actually the first of its kind. Like as long as you and I challenge anybody to do the research, but as
mhm.
far as the United States, everybody's doing just a 3-point contest for what it is. Nobody's done or put a twist to it the way I'm putting a twist to it. And
Okay.
it's actually powered by League Engine. And one of the key factors for League Engine is outside of their how they do their stats. Um, they actually going to induct to a fantasy league. So you can go into the BTA and as a fan do a fantasy league for all the guys that's in the league. You can have your own fantasy team. So
Mm.
excuse picking guys from each team, that's your fantasy team going up against other people that, did the same.
Okay, that's pretty dope. So with that and with Apex, how are you looking for talent? Is the talent coming to you, or are you guys going out and scouting?
Well, as far as the Apex being a more organized situation and the team situation, it's more of a actual traditional recruiting based situation or standard.
Mm,
As far as the BTA with it being kicked off, um, I'm actually just like I said, I'm reaching out looking for the best shooters in the area. So if you feel like you're one of them, by all means, sign up. Only thing left to do is show and prove. So
right.
if you're blowing smoke or selling wolf tickets, mind you, everything's live streamed, so
Yeah.
that's on you. That's not
Yeah.
on me. You know what I mean? So that's how that worked. But
Mm,
it's gonna be a good situation because the way I have it lined up is the BTA is gonna be like the opening game for my home opener. So when if people come to the Apex games, they could buy one ticket and enjoy two events.
right. Okay. I like that. What area specifically in Connecticut are you? Just that way, anyone who's watching can come out to support you guys.
We're in the Waterbury, Bristol area,
Okay.
which is kind of, I would say Bristol is more of the centralized area in Connecticut, but
Mm,
Waterbury is just like right there, like 10 minutes away.
okay. Um, and do you guys have a gym already?
Yes, we play at the uh, Bristol Boys and Girls Club on West Street
For so
in
boys and
Bristol.
girls. Okay. For sure. Thank you for that.
Uh,
So when you look at like the organizations and the leagues that are kind of, scattered across, what do you see that you wish would be like that you wish would change? Like I see a lot of like there's a lot of barrier for entry as far as like certain leagues may not have the ability to provide what the players want as far as like being able to get the jerseys or being able to do the film or whatever because of
mhm.
just resources. And then on the
Right.
players side, I see like there's big gaps where you might get to a rec league and you'll see like two or three rec teams and then like two or three teams that should be playing semi-pro but didn't necessarily have the opportunity to play semi-pro and like build up their career. So what do you feel like from your perspective as an organization owner and leader, like what do you see, or wish would be changed in like the local scene for hoopers?
Um, well, on the ownership and league side, I would say a more unified front and a more unified system. Because what I've seen is like doing my research as far as my region and elsewhere, everybody got their own standard, right? Everybody try to take the basic standard of the basic operations of what it takes to have a league, and then put their own little twist on it, put
Mm,
their own little oomph on it. But for the majority, I'm not going to say for the majority. I'll say close to 50%.
mm,
A lot of them just see it as a money grabber, you
yeah,
know, and don't
yeah,
really invest the full due diligence of growing something or growing your vision of what you're trying to build. But there's others that are doing the same thing, and like you said, they might not have those resources that others may have, and they're just not. They're wasting those resources. So it's kind of a catch 22 on that sense. On the player side, I'll definitely say it's a commitment level for sure. It's
mm,
definitely a commitment level. You got guys that have gotten a taste of certain situations, and for lack of better words, now they're full of themselves.
mm,
Like I've had guys hit me that say, "Oh, I went and played overseas." Or where'd you play? Canada. Um, I understand it's a different country, but let's be real. In the terms of what you just told me, what sea did you cross to go play basketball? You didn't do nothing but drive past the same little barrier that they got at any different type of high level security place.
mm,
They lift the barrier, they read your ID and passport, and you drove on the same road you was already on. You just went into a different country. That's like saying I played in a different state. That doesn't okay, great,
yeah,
fantastic. So there's no knock to it because it actually for what it is, but we're
mm,
not gonna sit here and act like that, like you're not gonna make that the highlight of whatever situation where there's so much more out there. Like
mm,
it seems like a lot of guys settle for that. Oh, I went and played over here for 10 years and I played over. Okay, that's fantastic. You did that. But yet, while we're talking in this recruiting stage, you're back in New York. You're back in Connecticut. You're
mm.
back in these places. So my first question is, why are you back home? If you were so good doing this thing and all that, why are you back home? Something happened to the lens of why you had to come home, and it could be a legit reason. It could be something you don't want to tell because it feels it impacts your chances of getting recruited. no matter what it
Mm,
is. But at the end of the day, take pride in what it is, but understand there's a lot more. Don't settle for that. Now, if that's the eclipse of your, if that's the ceiling of whatever your situation was, okay, cool. We'll take that into consideration when we have our conversations. But you're not going to sit here and tell me you deserve 350 a game, and the best experience you could have for me is you played in a couple rec leagues, averaging 30.
yeah, yeah,
Because what's the level of talent you're playing against?
yeah.
You know, if you tell me you came from the TBL and you average 25, 30 with whatever other stats that fall in line with it, we can have a conversation because I understand the level of competition. It's not a walk in the
Hmm.
park. So, yeah, definitely on the player side, I would say it's a commitment level and understanding the role. Everybody
Hmm.
wants to be that guy, but they don't understand there's multiple ways to be that guy.
Yeah.
You know, and
Um,
you got a guy that's dropping 30, that dropped 30. Okay, cool. But what stands out is the player that created those 5 turnovers that made us come back from that whatever point deficit to win the game.
hmm.
He dropped 30, but this man got 4 steals in a row and brought us back within 15. He's that guy.
Hmm.
But everybody wants to win, well, because I had the most points, so I'm that guy. Okay, your points played a factor, but did they impact the game? I could quietly go get 30 points.
Right, right.
Shaq broke that down. He said it's easy to get 20 and 10. 5 buckets a quarter, quietly.
Hmm.
And you lead that game with a solid stat line. And people don't even blink an eye to it because it wasn't flashy.
Hmm.
And I just guess that's really it with players, man. Understanding your role and commitment levels. Because everybody think there's something they're not, and everybody think they're either far beyond whatever their talent level or taking it for granted. I mean, that's how I see it.
So when you said and I've seen a lot of people selling wolf tickets. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. So when you see these type of things, do you think like there should be like a middle ground between that rec and that semi-pro or the pro level, where it's like you have more competitive leagues that can kind of be like a proving ground for some of these athletes that are trying to kind of get to where they want to be.
I mean, I feel in a sense that would work, but in this day and age, what's stopping from a team that's in that middle ground by just going to get top level players and then moving up to that? Because what's stopping them from moving up to that next level besides resources? Is everybody on both sides of the coin committing to that level or committing to that middle ground, like understanding, okay, I got to develop this to get here. Oh, okay, we and on the same side of the coaching or ownership. This is a development situation. You can't develop if you go get the best dogs, and the best of the best and the best and the best. There's really nothing to develop.
Hmm.
So if everybody has that core understanding of where y'all sit in that middle ground and approach that with it's honestly and honorably, I feel it could work on any level. Well, it's just again, it falls in line with that commitment level on both sides.
I'll get you on that. You mentioned something earlier about how like players think, I got the 30 points, and that makes me the dog on the team. And there's players who get the 4 steals, create the turnovers, and I think a lot about when I watch like Steph Curry play, because like
Mhm.
he's gonna be the team's leading scorer. But when you see how he moves on the court, he's gonna draw the double team, and he may not get the assist, but he just started the movement that got the 1, 2, 3 hockey assists, and got these bench players are averaging 8+ points. You know what I'm saying? And then you got 4 other starters all averaging 10+ points. And even though you look at the games, you're like, oh man, Curry's the guy. You still see how the unselfishness, the willingness to be the distraction, if for lack of a better phrase, and to the willingness to say, you know what, I'm okay with other people shining. I don't think I see a lot of that anymore, where people are okay with seeing their teammates shine. It's like if your light is brighter than mine, then I'm gonna kind of get jealous, as opposed to saying, it's a
Hmm.
team sport. We can all win together. You know, and it makes me think of like Chauncey Billups had this interview where he was saying like Carmelo is great, but one of the locker room problems he had was that if Carmelo gets 20 in a win, he was a little bit upset. But if he got 30 in a loss, well, I had my 30, so I'm good with that, you know. And I think there's still a
Yeah,
little bit of that mindset that goes around a lot nowadays.
for
Um,
sure.
yeah. Do you think uh, basketball is kind of falling off from being that team sport and it is just a highlight zone now as opposed to building up the team idea now?
Um, it does have its moments of remnants of back when you had like core systems and sustainability. But yeah, for the most part, I'm not gonna say it fell off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say it veered off the path a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It got a little distracted with the entertainment side of it and kind of just veered off the main path. It's like it's like you have a map and you see a dirt road with your main road. It leads to the same destination, but you know that's a dirt road, and you know this
Mm-hmm.
is the main road, and you know it's a different texture of the road, so you're going to sustain some bumps and all of that type of stuff. So if you're content with that, you're willing to take that road. Then, like I said, I think that's where they veered off to. But I wholeheartedly put the blame on AAU by all means. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
no doubt about it. I don't shun it. I don't frown. I mean, I kind of frown upon it. But you still have some teams, still have some organizations that do their due diligence. But I'll say for about 70, 75%, maybe close to even 80, it's just another money grab situation.
Yeah.
And they're not really, the teaching is gone. It's like, no, let me get these kids that could put buckets and score these points so we could win, get this, get this, get this. Yeah, but they're losing all the core structures of the game. Defense being one of them, IQ being the main one, teamwork, all the little core structures that this game or all these sports, team sports, was meant to teach you. The youth is being deprived of for the most part, and it just leaves a sour taste when because you those guys that's doing all that AAU, those the ones you're running into
Mm-hmm.
high school, semi-pro. Oh, I can do this, and I scored 30. Oh, I had one guy. uh, I was coaching football at the time. This is a couple months ago. I was a defensive coordinator. And I had one of the wide receivers just talking trash because we couldn't really move the ball running. And I'm like, well, wide receiver's not really doing nothing either. And, he got his little attitude. He tried to get his little, try to get his rocks off with talking his trash, taking it past football. And I said, listen, man, my 15 years of playing, man, all-star every year. I mean, I may not have a championship, but you can't tell me I haven't done my due diligence. I haven't done my thing. And
Mm-hmm.
he challenged me. Now, mind you, I'm a little older. I got a little hip injury. I had a brain aneurysm as well. But I padded up. I padded up, put this dude on his back 4 times in a row. We got the ball back. I walk off the field and I told him, now go out there and do something. I talk with my pads. I don't do all that rah rah stuff. I
Yeah.
get out there and show you a move. And for me, I have to go out there at my age, being 40, still playing semi pro football and making an impact. But yeah, you're 22
Yeah.
and you just running your mouth like that's what them AAU kids grow up into. Like they get full of themselves because they know how to score. They dropped 30 in this and did 40 in this and had 50 in this. But how many steals you had? How many rebounds you had? How many assists
Yeah.
you had? You had those 40 something points. How many turnovers came with that?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the little things they just shy away from. So if we can get back to like the real core structure and teaching everything about basketball and the main core structures of basketball, we can get back to what it is. But for the most part, right now, it leaves a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth.
Yeah. I think about like kind of one of my mentors when I was growing up. Something he told me was that good players can play, but great players can play with other people. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I look at like a lot of the constructs of these AAU teams, and it's not just the cash grab side. It's just I don't want to develop you. So if you don't come ready made, then if you're not already 6'5", I'm not grabbing you. If you're not already 5'11" and able to dunk or able to shoot from half court, I don't really want you. You know, I only want the best of the best right now.
But how do you tell a 13-year-old that?
Exactly, and that's kind of like where I'm like, well, I would rather teach you like even when I do my training, right? When I have my clients for training, my first like 2 months of what we do, we might go over a little bit of dribbling just to kind of control the ball, but what we mainly go over is, can you catch and shoot? Can you cut and make a layup? Can you play defense? Are you able to run up and down the court? Can you be a teammate before you try to be a superstar? And then we'll teach you how to do the things by yourself. But if you get into a game as you are right now, coach is not going to expect you to be the one, like they play in 2K, you're going to be the one holding the ball 90% of the time. No,
Right.
coach is going to say, can you fit into my system? And if you can't,
Yep.
then you can't be
Yep.
here. So can you do the things that a coach will look for in his system? Can you catch and shoot? Can you cut? Can you play defense? Can you run up and down the court? And then the other side of it is, are you actually willing to do that? And that's what we kind of work on, you know. I think everyone, not everyone, but like a lot of like of that like solid foundation is gone, you know. And
Yeah.
that's why we end up with, yeah, okay, we have this all-star team, but if you watch their games, they don't play like an all-star team. They play like five players as opposed to a team, and it gets kind of ugly fast.
Yeah. They always said those type of teams, all it takes is one punch in the mouth, and everything else is figuratively speaking, of course.
Yeah, yeah,
But that's all it takes, and it's gonna fall apart. You know, I had
yeah.
one coach out here. He used to he wasn't on the staff at UConn, but he used to be around and be around the area and kind of learn from all those UConn coaches. And he said one thing to me that kind of stood out to me. He said, "If I won 10+ championships, I'll trade every championship in for that thank you in your Hall of Fame speech."
Mm, that's wild. That's wild.
I'm not out here doing it for the wins. I don't care about the glamour. I don't care about the lights and the flat and everything that come with that. The
Mm,
fact that I made a strong enough impact on you so early in your growth in career, and you thank me in your Hall of Fame speech means I did my job.
yeah,
And a lot of these guys just stray away from that at that lower level. They
yeah,
don't take pride in the actual development side. They just, nah, we got to win. We got to look good on Instagram. We got to get these followers. We got to do this and that. We got to these pictures and raise these trophies. Okay, cool. You did all of that. But then when that player gets to the next level or a higher level and can't genuinely or wholeheartedly commit at that level and play at that level because he's missing of the core structures or antics or development or skills, whose fault is that? That fall in line with raising your children.
yeah.
You're not showing them the key insights of life and how to do this and how to do that. When they get to an older age and a grown man don't know how to change a tire or put gas in a car, and a grown man like little, and I mean by it's no shun because it's everybody's different lives. So
Mm,
even then, just the core structures of life. Teach your kids that. It's the same thing in basketball. You teach them the core structures at that young age. It ain't about winning. I'll lose every game if it meant y'all are actually grasping the concept of basketball where you could keep developing and keep competing and committing to a higher level. I'll go
mm.
0 for whatever if it means you're better enough to move to the next level. Then that means I did my job. That's not failure.
So with that, like, where do you think the whole semi-pro scene as a whole right now, and the pro scene as well, even the international scene as well, what do you think that standard is right now? Do you feel like organizations are like holding themselves to that standard on that level with the adults and kind of the older players that are coming in, or do you think like it's just like a more glorified AAU?
Uh, I would say it depends on what type of league you're a part of. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, all the leagues have their pros and cons, but I mean, you do have some glorified AAU situations at this level.
Mm-hmm.
You have some more formidable situations that can bring you places at this level as well. But I think the core standard that everybody tries or is attempting to adapt to is the international standard. Because right now, international, let's just be real, international is running basketball right now
Yeah.
by far. So that is the standard everybody's trying to adapt to, which is why when the NBA veered off the path and went the whole entertainment route and didn't really care for the whole defensive side and make it more competitive, they took a physicality away. Just, nah, let's just get out here and get these likes and get this attraction. Now you see they're trying to adapt, put themselves into the overseas realm and do something overseas. So now they see international has eclipsed them to a degree. So now they're trying to tap in on that level. But yeah, I think international is the core standard everybody's trying to fit to. It's all about FIBA right now. Everybody's trying to get to that type of situation because that's the more certified and solidified route and situation at this point. You know, a lot of these leagues, they don't got the resources to really put you in situations. They'll pretend to, but they don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much DIY. You know, if you made your own connections and made your own following and did all of that, and cool. But most of these leagues ain't gonna help you
Yeah.
because they don't care about that part. All they care about is these ownerships paying their franchise fees,
Yeah.
hosting the league, being up on the pictures like Diddy and all of that. But then you got some leagues that are really doing their due diligence, but those kind of fell under the radar because they're sticking to a standard that requires a 250% commitment level.
Mm-hmm.
So there's certain things that you're gonna have to sacrifice that, you know, just like in these DIY leagues with these owners. They try to go step into another league that has a core standard and the structure that you have to follow. And it's not DIY no more. You don't have that much control over everything anymore. Now it's not so comfortable because you were so comfortable in that realm doing everything. It's not really abiding by that core standard, you know. So again, one of those it's really a catch 22. It's just like it's teetering right now between, you know, that pro level and international. But semi pro, for the most part, we all can agree is glorified AAU.
What would be your advice or like your insight as far as like if I'm a player right now? Oh, we can use me as an example. I'm 29 right now. I played in different leagues. I played a little high school ball. I played a little bit of college, and I wanna get back. And I'm still in shape. I
Mhm.
just need to get in basketball shape, but I still work on my game every day and I still do this and that. Uh, if I came to you and I was like, hey, like next year, this season, I know I'm too late for it, but next season, I want to be able to make the team, what would you tell me I would need to do? Or like, what type of mindset do you think I would need to have in order to be able to approach this type of like pursuit?
Well, I would immediately tell them you're already approaching it with the wrong mind state, the fact that it's too late because there's nothing to
Mm,
come with the team and work out with the team and get a feel of that whole environment instead of wait until next year. So you're giving yourself more time to adapt than just waiting for camp or waiting for tryouts for the following year. So you kind of really are already kind of limited yourself right then and there by saying
mm,
it's too late. Because even then, some organizations have like the practice squad and stuff like that, where you come and work and practice with the team. And hey, potentially, for lack of better words, you may get called up.
right.
So you never know what happens with situations like that. But as far as the mind state at this level, it's kind of like last chance you. Like this is it. This the last straw for you to actually get on the right path and do something with this particular situation or career, you know. And If this is it, you got to give more effort than you give breathing to
Mm-hmm.
this. Like you need to be eat, sleep, and drop a deuce with basketball for real. Like you have to have that type of mind state and that type of approach. Because if you just approach it like it's a weekend thing,
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to give back what you think it's going to give back. These sports and well, I'm gonna say these sports, things that you love to do, hobbies or whatever, the things that you love to do, are very reciprocal.
Mm-hmm.
If you give the bare minimum to what you love to do, it's not gonna love you back. You give the bare minimum to basketball, but you keep lying to yourself like you eat, sleep, and do this, but you're giving the bare minimum. Where there's guys, like for instance, there's one guy on my team, heavy set dude. He's probably about 270, about 6'2", 6'3", right? Obviously, on a lack of a better term, not the best, not the most athletic.
Mm-hmm.
This man wakes up 4 o'clock in the morning and hits the stairs at the college outside the football stadium.
Mm-hmm.
This man goes to work, clocks out of work, and then there's a gym next door. Goes in the gym and runs in the rec and gets some work in. Then goes to the gym, come home, do the family thing, get up at 4 in the morning, do the same thing all over again. He has that work ethic and that
Yeah.
drive to keep going, no matter what the outcome is. And that's the other thing. People have a lot of fear of the outcome. So they're
Mm-hmm.
not going to put on their best effort. So I would tell them again, you need that hunger, that drive, like as if everybody here is trying to take basketball away from you. If you don't have anything close to that, there's really nothing to finish the conversation for because you're already selling yourself short and you're not going to make it far. You
Gotcha.
may be comfortable, you may get what you feel is what you got from it is cool, but in the long run, it's gonna it's gonna resonate with you like, yeah, I dropped the ball with that.
Yeah. Um. So for Apex, what what stands out with you guys as far as like your approach to how you're taking this season? What are you guys looking to do? Is this like a for just for lack of a better phrase, is this like a developmental season for you guys? Is this like a we're trying to make a championship run this season? Is this more like a recruiting season for you guys? What's going on with Apex this season?
Well, I mean, since we rebranded from the Connecticut Surge,
Mm-hmm.
um, this last year it ended off kind of spicy. It didn't really end off the way I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But with this rebranding, we hit a speed bump where we lost our co-founder to a car accident.
Oh,
So
I'm sorry about that.
nah, that's cool. It's life. But I'll say for the most part, for the core, like I've added on some new guys or whatever, but they're not really adapted to the whole Apex standard. But they're getting there. But as far as the core, I can honestly say we're coming for everything that was taken from us.
Mm-hmm.
Everything they said we couldn't have, everything they deprived us of, we want it all back. Starting with the respect.
Right. I like that. um, so really quick, how can people find you? Find Apex, find the BTA League. How can people find you guys?
I'm on Instagram right now for the Connecticut Apex. Like I said, we fall under the basketball group. It's the Apex Basketball Group on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, no hashes, no marks, no underscores. As far as the BTA, same thing. If you go to Instagram, just look up Behind the Arc League, all one word. It'll all pop there. I'll pop up there for you. And I'm actually talking with the guys from the BTA. We're actually about to launch the CCYL as well. The CCYL is the Crush Crossover League. We
Mm-hmm.
have a what do you call it? We have a initiative called the Crush Crossover Initiative,
Mm-hmm.
where we endorse the research the education and awareness of the critical illnesses, diabetes, sickle cell, breast cancer, cancer, mental
Mm-hmm.
health, all down the line. We selected, I think, 7 or 8, and we endorse those through the initiative. We do community outreach through those initiatives, and then partnering with the initiative, we're launching the CCYL, which is a junior ABA, a junior MBA, sorry, junior
Mm.
MBA league powered by RCX.
Okay. We definitely got to talk more about that. Part of what we're doing on our side is we're reaching out for those community outreach programs as well and the things of that
Mhm.
nature. We on our side, you know, we're talking to people who support programs that are tackling things like epilepsy and lupus and things of that nature. So that's definitely something we could definitely come back and touch base on again as well if you're open to that.
Yeah, for sure. And the fun part about it is they let us put our little twist on it because we obviously endorse the NBA teams
Mm,
rather than the Golden State Warriors. It's the Waterbury Warriors. It's the Bristol Bulls, the Prospect Pistons. So we get
there
to
it
endorse it
is.
like that. So we get to tap in to a core following for all of these different cities.
Mm,
Like the team doesn't have to be from the city. Like it's not me I have to go to Bristol and say, yo, y'all got to put a team into the league. Nah,
yeah.
so whoever wants to sign up and play because it's going to be a live draft and all of that. And the whole core feature and standard of the junior NBA CCYL is to give them the core NBA experience, top to bottom.
Mm,
You know, the interviews before the games, the post game interviews. You know, the going out there and visiting the hospitals and doing all those type of things. So everything you see the NBA cares and everything you see the NBA doing, we're trying to emulate that to some degree and offer that full inclusive experience to these guys.
that's amazing. That's amazing. Well, I'm already tapped in with you guys. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what you guys do, and hopefully, you know, we schedule another interview after you guys get things rolling and you know
Oh,
get
for
an
sure.
update on that. But we are a little on time, less than a minute, it says. So I do want to thank you so much for giving me the time to do this interview with us, and I really appreciate you.
No problem. No
All
problem
right.
at all. Thank you for the time.